Hey guys, it's Quickie Baby, and I'm bringing you another QSF Tank Company battle. This time we've got something fairly interesting. We're playing on El Haloof against a team which looks like, on paper, they're going to be well-skilled, very experienced players, as you can see here. All of their players having nearly over 20 to 30,000 games played, and some even having up to 40,000 and 50,000 games played. Whereas I'm playing with QSFX, which is the extended version of QSF, arguably for the players who are less experienced and are still learning their way. However, that doesn't mean that we can't come together and try and overcome a stronger enemy. Now, I'm just going to tell you what I'm thinking when I look at the enemy team setup and what my setup is, and I'm going to tell you the tactics that I would employ to be able to give us, in my opinion, the best chance. Alright, we can see that the enemy have taken 2 Tier 8 artillery, as well as 1 Tier 2 artillery. As we're playing on El Haloof, in my opinion, the artillery will be most effective at range, and so we should try and close the distance on the enemy as quickly as we can. If we give the enemy breathing room and the opportunity to relocate their artillery from flank to flank, then it doesn't matter if we camp in behind rocks, they're going to be able to dig us out. Our team is set up very much more for an offensive playstyle with a bunch of IS-3s, a 110 and a T-32. Usually, this 110 or one of the IS-3s would be in an AMX 5100, but we forgot to take one of those into the game. Also, recently we've started cycling out one of the extra IS-3s for an additional AMX 1390. However, we're going to work with what we've got, and if you watch the pings on the map, I'm going to explain what I was telling the team as we loaded in. So I'm informing that the IS-3s need to go down, and then they need to get up at this location here, G4. The idea is to get underneath their gun line. And I'm just going to pause it here for a second. Okay, I've disabled my camera so that you can see the in-game chat and what the enemy are about to say to us. One of their gentlemen says, "Quick," obviously speaking to me, "searching for a good clan." Okay, well now it's on then. He's insulted my friends. He's telling us to join them. Are you serious? Okay, well we'll see how this is going to go down. So, the idea is that we leave a T-32 behind at this location here. We send our IS-3s down into the gap, down below us. And we're going to send an AMX 1390 along the north of the map. The idea is that we're going to take a lot of punishment on the way down, and we're also going to take a lot of punishment as we venture up the slope on the other side. We're firing on the move at the 1390 that you can see there. We've managed to clip him once. We're going to have to hit him a lot more if we want to take him out the game. So we're literally not stopping. We made it look like we were going down, and now we're going to go straight up at the enemy using our frontal armor to hopefully give us some kind of bouncing opportunity. I'm getting absolutely wrecked. It was no surprise that the enemy were focus firing me. But I'm not the team. The team are going to soldier on. He's out, so my team are going to follow on. So right now they're still closing the distance, and soon their artillery are going to be completely useless. Our T-32 is doing a good job of hitting that 5100, and so are IS-3s firing on the move, a lot of them making great shots. So, if we just pause the game here for a second, our T-32 is managing to put a lot of pressure on from back there. We've lost myself, and we've also lost another one of our IS-3s. However, the majority of our team have managed to get into position, I'd say losing about a third of their health, maybe 2/3, a few of them. So now we're moving up. Continuing to fire on the move, and now this is where the pressure is going to start to be. They think we're going up over the top, but actually not. We're just firing up. We're firing up at them, waiting for our lines to be in place. And now this is the assault. We have to make the assault now. Great focus fire down on that T-32. Now we're going to keep pushing the tempo. We can see the enemy are sending an AMX 5100 up north to try and dig out our scouts. The enemy are also sending one of their other scouts down the slope. And we're just going for it now. The 5100s have changed to go north. Now IS-3s are pushing the enemy back very effectively. The enemy put a very effective fire off on one of our IS-3s. Another kill. We're sweeping the enemy here very aggressively. And their artillery do not count for anything anymore. Their artillery do not count for anything. Another good hit by the enemy artillery, but he's spotted now. Both of them are spotted. And we're going to see just how much health they've got shortly. A lovely ram there by Cat Girl onto the scout. And our T-32 has still got our back. Great shot there by Mitch. Such a strong position for the T-32. And there go the enemy artillery. Completely ineffective. And I retort to the enemy saying, "You want a good clan?" in all chat. The first thing that we've said to them all game. And that was it. That's all she wrote for the enemy team. We gave them an absolute drubbing. Just look at this. We only lost half our tanks. Absolutely eradicated, on paper, a stronger enemy. It's all the more sweet that they were talking so much crap at the start of the game. And I was really very happy that we were able to show these experienced players just what? To never underestimate your enemy. Never underestimate your enemy. So now it's just a case of trying to find the last 5100. We find him. We take him out. What a result. Now let's just take a look at some post-game stats and do a last bit of analysis. The last time you saw a game where I managed to get the top damage, I didn't put one shot in this game. I was ruthlessly targeted as the obvious leader of the team according to the stats. But that didn't matter because we were able to soldier on and basically make their artillery very ineffective. Now what my thinking is that the enemy obviously took a lot of very strong artillery into the game. And this is quite a nice map for artillery. If you allow the enemy to have a long-range engagement, then they were just going to absolutely eradicate us. I wanted to use our tank advantage to overpower the enemy in close quarters. We can see that the enemy artillery were only able to do a total of 1000 damage in the game. Effectively, the strategy that we chose rendered them pretty much useless. They were able to get off 2 or 3 good shots, but then that was it. If we order our team by damage, we can see that basically whoever wasn't taken out immediately. We lost me and the Virat on the approach, then we lost Alice Ibex and Drunken Runt as up the slope and the initial push, and then from there on, the IS-3s and the 110s who survived ended up having a lot of damage done. Love and Love managed to do a fantastic game on the other flank. He basically stopped the AMX 5100s after they unloaded their clip and then reloaded and then went north from really getting a stronghold position up on the north or even flanking into our base. Our T-32, driven by Mitch, was able to provide fire support from range. Looks like RNG was not on his side as he only hit 5 out of his 13 shells. However, still leaving that T-32 in the rear position allowed us to really have an extra angle of effect on the enemy, and it meant that, for example, when they were trying to retreat down the slope, that they were going to expose themselves to the T-32. Our artillery, driven by McToney, did nearly as much damage as the other two enemy artillery, who were 1 tier higher than his tank combined. He put off some effective fire and picked up 2 kills as well as nearly doing 1000 damage. Even our low tier scouts, such as the T-15 driven by Lim Dull, were able to perform well, doing 1600 spotting damage as well as picking up a couple of kills. This was one of the most fun Tank Company games that I've played in a long while. It feels like recently there are fewer and fewer really good teams playing in tier 8 Tank Companies, and it was nice to meet a team that was, at least on paper, better than us. They were a bit cheeky to my teammates before the battle started, and then we did the talking where it really mattered actually in the game. I hope I highlighted the importance of not only assessing the map, but assessing the enemy team and really thinking how can you negate their advantages. I hope this has been interesting for you. If it has, or you've simply just enjoyed it, please consider rating the video down below and tell me in the comments what you think about this replay. Hopefully it was nice for you guys to see a video where I do absolutely no damage in, but I was still able to lead QSF on to a great victory over a much more experienced team. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. You've been epic, and hopefully I'll see you soon. So just so you can get an extra level of detail over this gameplay, I've also uploaded a video which it shows as it happened live, a live recording of the game. You can find that live recording in the description below, so I suggest you check it out if you are interested.